My name is Emilio Sparks, producer, podcaster, and avid Baywatch enjoyer. You may know my work from the OG hip-hop podcast One Ep is Life, hosted by Peter Rosenberg and DJ Cypher Sounds. This is Taylor Gibson. You probably know him as EFFY. EFFY has become one of the most sought-after names on the independent wrestling scene. EFFY has made a name for himself by breaking barriers, gender norms, and the rules of good taste. With what little spare time EFFY has, he somehow hosts a hit podcast and promotes EFFY's Big Gay Brunch, a showcase and celebration of LGBTQIA+ performers and their big bold influence on the independent wrestling scene. Today, EFFY is meeting me at B Yoga in Staten Island, New York. And I'm looking forward to showing the world who the man behind the fishnet stockings is. My good friend, Taylor.
New York, New York.
So what I'm thinking we're doing, nice 35-minute JIP, heated flow, get our joints moving, let's get loosey-goosey, so hot.
Well, 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 Daddy's here. You ready to get sweaty? Let's take this pussy into Shavasana.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm freaking ready. I'm born ready. I love yoga.
But are you ready to namaste?
And we're gonna start with a meditation just to get grounded into the space. So you could rest your hands on your thighs, maybe rub your thighs a little bit. Feel the sensation and the connection. And also notice all the parts of your body that are making contact with the floor. And we'll begin this practice with the sound of one Om. Deep breath in.
I have learned to really sit in the silence because when I first started to really sit with my thoughts and just be Emilio again, I was like, oh shit, what is this? It's not that I wasn't uncomfortable with who I was, it was just now that I was realizing that I was running 1,000 miles a minute.
Right.
And now like everything was finally starting to catch up with me and I was able to catch my breath. So when you say you're boring and you want to watch 3 movies in
Don't
a
get it
day.
twisted. I love it. I love that.
Right.
And like, for instance, when I'm traveling, like as far as creating a boundary, I used to be like, yo, it's really weird that you have been on the road all day for 12 hours and you haven't spoken to a single person on purpose. And then I said, no, it's not. That's not weird at all. I'm gonna have to talk to 2,000 people. They're going to, I'll say this as politely as I can, they're gonna trauma dump on me. They're gonna tell me, and it's great, you trust me, it's beautiful, but you got 200 people in the line, one after the other, saying you changed their life, saying, you helped me find myself, saying, you brought me back to this sport, in good faith. And it's not that it becomes, like you're a ghost, but if you don't have the break in it, you can't listen intently when you need to. So like, I'm not talking to anyone all day until I get here with you.
Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And let's take some cats and cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift your gaze up towards the ceiling for cow. Exhale, round your back out for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round cat. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Full breath in. Exhale, thread the needle. You're gonna slide your right hand underneath yourself, drop your right shoulder to the mat, and just take a few breaths here. Upward facing dog, press the tops of your feet down into the floor, peel your heart up. Downward facing dog, full breath out. Full breath in, full breath out. We'll move through 2 more of those, 1 breath per movement. Inhale high to your tippy toes, bend your knees, look between your hands, hop, step, or walk to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Extended mountain pose, 1 breath. Forward fold, exhale. Hinge from your hips all the way down. Inhale, straighten both legs, palms to touch above your head. Exhale, bend warrior two. Inhale, straighten both legs, palms to touch. Exhale, bend warrior two. Inhale, straighten both legs, palms to touch. Exhale, bend warrior two. Flip your front palm, reach forward and back, peaceful warrior. Continue to bend through that front knee.
You have been very vocal and you have been forwardly progressive in pushing certain movements where sometimes in professional wrestling diversity isn't the best, and some people don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations, but EFFY is in the forefront having those uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah, but part of that is like, that's the therapy of it, which is, if I had to play pretend all the time to fit into a certain economic system, to like, if I would have just said yes and said yes sir and listened to every doofus, I probably would be very unhappy, but probably have an easier living, because you just say yes and you do what they say and you put on the costume. But for me, there's difficulty in any facet of being a wrestler, but I have to have that outlet of going like, hey, I live in this system, but I don't like that. And this is disgusting, and that person is gross, and that's unacceptable behavior. And so some of that is like, they think I'm playing up the character, they think I'm doing a bit. I'm very entertaining, I'm very well spoken, loquacious, so to speak. But a lot of that is just me going like, am I a crazy person for staying in this form of entertainment when I'm looking around and everybody's just willing to bend their knee to get a yes stamp on, you know, their spot on the card, or getting a yes stamp on, well, I don't want to mess up opportunities there, or well, they've got connections somewhere. And it's me going, okay, well, if I'm going to do this and be good at it and live this partial make-believe world, I also need the outlet of, fuck this. This is crazy. There's a certain level of bullshit we're expected to tolerate and calm down, versus just being good at it getting you there, which is not usually how it's done.
Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold over your legs. Soften your toes on the mat for a shoulder stand. So we're gonna rock onto our shoulders and then place your hands on your lower back and reach your legs up, yeah. In yoga, twisting is like rinsing our organs out of all the toxins. And when you're ready, extend your legs straight out in front of you. Let your arms rest beside your body for final rest, Shavasana. Reach your right arm above your head and roll onto your right side for fetal posture, using your arm as a pillow. Take a moment to express gratitude to your body for moving you throughout this practice. When you're ready, gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat with your hands at prayer heart center. The love and light in me honors and cherishes the love and light in each of you. We'll end this practice with the sound of one Om. Deep breath in. Thumb knuckles touch third eye center as we lift our heart up towards the light, and we bow to each other in this practice. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you so much.
Told you she's a badass.
She beat me up.
Yes, she did.
I love it.
So today, what was your overall thought about sometimes putting your needs in front of, as I look at it as this is a form of recovery, like how athletes have certain recoveries, ice baths and saunas. To me, yoga is a very important recovery for here and here.
I haven't done it in a while. I used to do a lot more yoga. I was a big DDP yoga guy. And
It's not your mama's yoga.
it is not your mama's yoga. And it's not yoga, it's DDPY or DDP yoga, just to clear that up.
I feel the bang.
Even with the cameras, with the lights, with everything else, like, I wasn't thinking about this being a video. I was just in my zone, doing my thing, which is like what it should be. Yeah. But like you mentioned, okay, WrestleMania, he's exhausted. Yeah, well, I worked 10 shows or something stupid. I ran my own show, and sometimes it's like, some of that pressure too is like, I like to joke about it as like, have you ever oopsie daisied a revolution? Right? Like,
I can't say that I have.
right, like oops, I did. And so now going, hey, I'm loud and I want space for these people and these people are good at wrestling is now like, that's wearing me out more than anything else. There are people that count on EFFY to show up. There are people that count on EFFY to be able to provide. The Big Gay Brunch in Chicago, I was on show 17 of August going into September. I did 2 shows before I even got to my own show. I just got back from Australia 3 days earlier, did 4 shows there and flew right back. And you still have people who are going, well, EFFY should be booking me because I'm this, because I'm that. And it's reminding people, yes, it's incredible that we have something like the Big Gay Brunch. It's cool. It's still just a wrestling show. Do not define yourself on it. And also, I'm reminding myself that. I have to tell myself out loud to just let things go and deal with it that way. Because there's just, what's next? What's next? It never stops.
We got you on the mat. That was the first and most important thing.
Excellent. Look at what it opened up in me.
A whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Heart-opening exercises, a nice long shavasana.
Yeah.
What a day we had today.
Don't get it twisted. I'm a sweetheart on the inside.
You're lovable.
Yeah.
Give me a hug, brother. Let's get out of here.
Thank you. I'll talk all night.